Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Coley. Welcome to the SVU Coven podcast, Little Witch Detectives.
Hey,
Hi.
what's up?
Not much.
We just went through this.
Yes.
Sorry if you can hear any cars or dogs. I just live in an apartment complex,
Mm-hmm.
We are here.
Yes,
We are queer.
we are.
It's kind of an unorthodox episode today, so I figure should we just jump into things?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our witch talk. It's the corner of the intro of our show where we catch you guys up on what we've been doing. It's a little redundant because Colleen and I talk pretty much every day, and it always makes me giggle. But we like sharing our lives with you guys too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what's been going on with me. Like a lot of nothing, just trying to make money. So I'm still freelancing and I have my full-time job and I've been working at the yoga studio and picking up shifts as I can. Just trying to get back on my feet financially. But I am excited because I have that trip with Sabrina I mentioned. So we're going to North Carolina in September. And then also in September, I am officially meeting my boyfriend's family. It's official. We bought tickets. So I'm very excited about that too. Mostly because also it'll be like our first trip together somewhere. Because we've been dating for like 6 or 7 months now, which feels like a long time, but also not.
Yeah.
In comparison to my previous big serious relationship, 6 months is like no time at all. But it's weird because it feels like a long time and then it feels like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So I am kind of excited to go on a trip, to meet his family, all that fun stuff. And then one of my friends is getting married in November. So
Ooh.
I have that to look forward to also. So like all of the boring going on right now in my life, I feel like is kind of preparing me for all the things I have going on the next few months.
Yeah.
So I wish I had more exciting developments, but alas. What's going on with you?
I am dog sitting at the moment.
Sitting on puppies.
He's currently in his crate because otherwise he'll be hitting the bells on the door to go out.
Yeah.
Um,
Little old man.
yeah, he's a little old man. I'm working at the golf club and trying to get my writing off the ground.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is yet, but it will happen. I can feel it.
Yeah. Lesapalooza is next month at the end of the month. So I'm really excited about that.
It just looks so well, fun, but also just like everybody looks so kind and like happy to be there.
Yeah.
So it looks cute.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a friend getting married in October.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I just realized that I do not have my notes tab up. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, I got it. Should we go into like our SVU adjacent updates?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing on the agenda is Mariska and Taylor Swift. Mariska was at night 5, I believe, of the LA Eras tour. And she wore like a cloud t-shirt, a t-shirt that had clouds on it.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. And at that concert, Taylor announced 1989 Taylor's version.
Mhm.
which has a sky with clouds and birds as the cover, along with like Taylor. So everyone's like, did Mariska Hargitay know?
She's a witch, so
It's
allegedly
possible, allegedly.
in a video game. Um, as you guys know, I am your resident Taylor Swift hater.
Yeah.
I think it's really cute that Mariska likes her so much. Like, it's cute that Mariska can be a fan,
Mhm.
you know, even though I know they're kind of friends or at least friendly homies, whatever. But
Yeah.
I think it's cute that she still wants to support and go out and like be a fan.
Yeah.
And her intuition is so strong. So
Mhm.
I could see her
Yeah.
be knowing.
And it's funny because like all my Mariska Hargitay Google alerts are like Mariska Hargitay is officially a Swiftie. It's like she's been officially a Swiftie for years.
I was gonna say she was in one of the music videos.
Yeah. She was
And
in Bad
Taylor's
Blood.
cat is named after Olivia.
Yeah.
Even I know that.
One of Taylor's cats.
One of them, right? She has two.
Yeah. She has Meredith Grey and Olivia Benson.
Which is cute if
Yeah.
I liked her.
Yeah.
But no, I know because Mariska was in the Bad Blood music video. Is that
Yeah.
yeah. So like they know I know they're at the very least friendly, but she's
Yeah.
always been a fan, I think.
Yeah. I mean, their whole like friendship started because Taylor gave her a ride home from somewhere.
That's cute.
I think it was her and Peter, or it could have just been her, Bob.
I
Sorry.
forgot. Bob. Hmm. That just tickles me as a dog's name for some reason.
Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully he doesn't start barking.
it's okay. Dexter's sitting right next to me, and I'm sure he's gonna be a menace as well.
If he does, I'm gonna have to like hop off the couch and let him out of the crate.
That's okay. Um, but yeah, I think that's cute. So she like gave Taylor a ride home, or Taylor gave her a ride home.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's so cute. That's like a meet cute friendship kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I cannot believe how many like LA dates there were for her shows. Because if Mariska did
Yeah.
the fifth one, and there were more after that, weren't there?
No,
Yeah.
the fifth night was the last night.
It's so crazy. I was reading that article not long ago about how Taylor in Colorado, they caused an earthquake because there were so many people. Yeah,
Wow.
a
I
minor
didn't know
earthquake.
that.
Yeah, and I was like, hmm, that's scary. Huh. But anyway, I digress. Um, Speaking of SVU adjacent people, I didn't pull it up, but you had mentioned Chris Maloney during or having saying something about Lyme disease.
He has a new PSA about Lyme disease. I didn't
Right.
watch it. I just saw it on my Google alerts.
Um, because I don't think he has Lyme disease, does he?
He doesn't, but apparently, like, there's a history of Lyme disease in his family.
Hmm, gotcha. It reminds me kind of when Katie Couric had posted that reminder to go get your exams done and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, in a less wholesome way due to the fact that the Maloney of it all.
Yeah.
But I don't have it pulled up. I did look at it earlier, but I must have exited out of it. But we can link it in the notes or post it on Instagram or something for you guys. I I actually don't know too much about Lyme disease other than how it is contracted.
Mm-hmm.
So I like when celebrities kind of do that where they like PSA on certain issues and stuff that I don't always think about,
Yeah.
so I guess that's a good thing.
There's a form of Lyme disease called neurological Lyme
Mm-hmm.
that mimics MS a lot. And before I was diagnosed with MS, my aunt thought I had neurological Lyme.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Is Lyme disease color green?
Yes.
I think it is, yeah. So yeah, that's if you guys are more interested in that, go check out Chris's post to learn more. Okay.
Okay. So, SAG update. Basically, we heard back from SAG. If you didn't see our last video, we heard back from the Screen Actors Guild. And basically, they were saying that anything that's not critique is considered promotion, even if there's a witchy twist on it. Like they said that in the email.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned that we do SVU recaps with a witchy twist. So they said that, and they said that since we're not members, we don't necessarily have to stick to this. But if we wanted to show solidarity, it would be amazing. And if we want to show solidarity, not to talk about SVU in any kind of promotional way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I don't think it would be our podcast if we didn't support,
yeah.
show our solidarity and not talk about the show.
Yeah.
Technically, like Holly was saying, we are allowed to. But for now, I believe we're in agreement on that we're going to do these little
Yeah.
like bonus unorthodox episodes for you guys for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that can jump me into the next bullet point here, but this episode, obviously, we're going to be talking about non-SVU related topics. However, it's still within our wheelhouse of things we've talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
However, this episode could be a little bit triggering. So if you know anything about the person in the title, you might not want to watch this one and instead go check out one of our older ones.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to talk about this just because before we decided to take a step back, we had already kind of discussed with each other a little bit about it, but also talking about it on the show. So it kind of feels university to me that we ended up doing things this way.
Yeah.
Because we were going back and forth about including it even to talk about. So, and if you guys have been around for a long time, we've talked about YouTubers before, like Natalia Taylor. And so it felt like it was in our wheelhouse to discuss this today. However, I need to stop saying take a shot every time I say anyway. If you're of age. Anyways, I just feel like might be a cool way for us to get a little bit creative with some episodes, and then eventually we'll go back to our usual format.
Yeah.
But if you guys have anything that you'd like to see us do during this time, we've got a couple like astrology related episodes. But if there's anything else you'd like us to talk about, or if you want to be on the show and just talk with us, let us know. Because I really have no idea how long this is gonna be going on.
Yeah. I know that the AMPTP said that they don't want to negotiate because of Fran Drescher, which makes no sense to me, but
I love Fran.
yeah.
But yeah, I have some stuff linked on our Instagram as well that has to do with the strikes and everything going on if you guys would like some more information. And we'll keep you updated. I've also, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, but I've also been keeping updates going in the Discord as we make executive decisions for the show. So if you guys are interested in supporting or keeping up with us, and I'm sorry I can't give you guys a firm timeline, but we're excited to be here and still making content and stuff.
Yes.
So bear with us. We appreciate you hanging out with us. If you'd like more of SVU Coven, we are on social media at Instagram, like I mentioned earlier. It's at SVU Coven. And we also have a free Discord server. That's kind of a good way to build the coven, build the community, if you will. I beefed it up finally after a year of talking about it, and I'm super proud of it. The link for that is in our Instagram bio. However, if social media is not a medium that speaks to you, we do have an email as well. svucoven@gmail.com. Coley does check it, so someone is reading the emails and she shares them with me. We love hearing from you guys. We've gotten emails before that were just like nice and just saying hello from more like businessy professional stuff. So svucoven@gmail.com is the best way to reach us, especially if you want to be on the show or want to let us know what you want us to talk about or sponsor the show, anything like that. But yes, we can also email you a Discord link if you don't want to hop over to our Instagram to get it, but are interested in joining. We would love to grow the coven with you.
Yes. This is your episodic reminder to rate, review, and subscribe and comment. Rating and subscribing are the most important things. They tell the algorithm that you like us and will then recommend us to other people. Reviewing is just really nice. We lost all our reviews when we switched podcast hosts. And we miss them and we'd like them back. And we will read out any reviews or comments on the podcast, good, bad, or indifferent. And we just appreciate the energy exchange. We also have a coffee, so you can go and donate however much you want to donate. It's not mandatory, it's completely optional. Yeah.
Goes back into the show.
Yes, it goes back to the show.
Yeah. All right, shall we keep rolling?
Yes.
Okay, so originally for my self-love affirmation, I was trying to think of something I've been meditating on recently. And oddly enough, if you guys know anything about me, especially if you are on my social media, you'll know I'm a music person through and through, concert girly, if you will. And I've had Billy Joel stuck in my head for like weeks because he went on tour with Stevie Nicks. And I just can't stop listening. So I picked a Billy Joel song for our self-love affirmation today because this is one I actually will sing to myself sometimes, whether it's stuck in my head or I'm just like stressed out. But it's first, if you are not operating heavy machinery, please close your eyes. If you are operating a vehicle of some kind, keep your eyes open. Take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth with a sigh. And then repeat to yourself, slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you want to be before your time. And this is particularly witchy to me because it's a reminder to be present and to trust the process and that the universe has the divine time of when everything is supposed to happen for you. I think we live in a world where as much as we want to manifest things, we want it to be so quick and happen right now. And if it's not your time yet, it's not going to happen right now. And you can inadvertently kind of shoot yourself in the foot that way. So just remember to slow down, take some time for yourself and enjoy the present moment and think about something you're grateful for right now. I find it can help be grounding. Grounding. I don't know what that is. I was like, woohoo. But yeah, blessed be. So we're gonna be talking about some heavy topics today.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested to hear your take on it because I think we're gonna have very different perspectives because I was never a fan of this person. So everything I know about this person is has been like post. So over the past few years,
Yeah.
someone that there's two people that I really want to mention that are involved in this, and we'll talk at length. But if you guys want a more in-depth breakdown of what happened from someone it happened to, I highly recommend popping over to Adam McIntyre's channel.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be talking about them more today, but I encourage you all to go watch their videos because they have been speaking out and coming forward a lot about this, just in general, because it happened directly to them. And I
Mm-hmm.
think their voice deserves to be heard.
Yes.
And then the other person, and we'll talk about her more in a minute, but the other person I feel like is important to the situation is Trisha Paytas, actually.
Yeah.
And fun fact about me, I have been a fan of Trisha Paytas for a very long time, but I never like talk about it publicly because they have also done a lot of shitty shit. But I'm a big fan of hers now, I would say. Post having her baby and everything.
Yeah.
So today, without further ado, we're going to be talking about the one, the only Miss Colleen Ballinger, aka Miranda Sings.
Yes.
Um, this it seems to be ever evolving somehow. And once you get Trisha Paytas involved, it never ends,
It's
really.
constant.
Constant. I want to
Like, there's been stuff,
say,
there has been stuff coming out for the past month
mm-hmm,
about this situation. And really, if you talk about Adam McIntyre's perspective, there's been stuff coming out for the past 3 years about this situation.
mm-hmm,
Um, I'll start off by saying I used to be a fan of Colleen's. Um, I am not anymore. Um, 3 years ago when this whole thing came out, I took her word for it and believed her apology that she put out 3 years ago. Um, and then this whole thing came up again and had, I don't want to say more credibility because I don't think Adam McIntyre ever didn't have credibility in this. It's just there was more accusations from different people.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Um,
And I remember, I guess because I wasn't a fan of Colleen's, that I never listened to her side of the story. It was always what I heard from Adam.
mhm,
Um, and I believe Adam completely, especially now that so much has come out. But I also can understand why when they first started talking about it, there was like no public evidence, and Colleen seemed so genuine.
yeah,
Um, and I think part of that too is that I don't know that Colleen really was introspective enough to realize what she was doing was bad. I think
yeah,
she genuinely didn't see an issue with it at the time, and so it was easier to believe her because she believed her.
yeah,
But fast forward to this year and she's apologizing with a ukulele, and just, in my opinion, being very dismissive of the statements from survivors of her abuse.
mhm,
Um, and so I'm less inclined to believe her now, but also there's just so much hard evidence now that people are coming forward that it's hard to ignore. And I
yeah,
think all of a sudden now it's like she was on tour at the time and her tour tickets like went down to like $12, and she did the show as Miranda Sings, or she did a Miranda Sings bit or something. Um and just seems like she's not taking it seriously at all.
Yeah, no.
Um,
She eventually did cancel her tour.
mhm,
But it took a couple of weeks.
mhm.
Um, Hold on, keep talking. I'm gonna let Bob out of the crate.
Okay. I hope I leave this in. This is funny. Um, oh man. So Colleen Ballinger, YouTuber, kind of came up with the big names in YouTube and did a lot of collaborations. Oh my gosh, something I'm just now remembering is Colleen's Netflix TV show as Miranda sings. Do you remember her Netflix show?
Yes.
I did watch that. I remember watching that because I think she got one, and then I think Bo Burnham or Fred had one too around the same time. One of those like quirky guys.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
Um, but yeah, I remember her Netflix show.
mhm. Um
I
so if
remember being upset that it wasn't renewed for season 3.
yeah. Yeah. Cuz they didn't pick it up again. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was because of this or they just never renewed.
I don't
Um
know.
but I do remember that. So like wildly successful, very financially abundant human being. But what's interesting and similar to the episode we did about Natalia Taylor is this abuse of power
Hmm.
coming from a woman. Um, that's something I struggle with a lot because I don't know that Miranda's publicly been like a feminist or anything, but as far as I knew, she was kind of liberal leaning.
Miranda is not. Colleen is.
Colleen, sorry.
Yeah.
Colleen, I meant. Colleen, I meant, not Miranda.
I was
Um,
gonna say the persona of Miranda is very much conservative,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
Christian. Yeah.
Sorry, I definitely meant Colleen. And so it's like frustrating to me on that level also of like it's easier almost to talk about men doing this because we expect it.
Hmm.
So when you see a woman doing this, it almost to me feels like the reason Colleen didn't think she was doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Um, so if you guys don't know, she essentially groomed several minors and talked to them in
Hmm.
a way that was wildly inappropriate for a celebrity to talk to their fans, number one. Um, but especially two kids. I mean, she was in a group chat with a bunch of children when she was in her 30s.
Yeah.
Um,
And was talking about like intimate details of her marriage and her divorce.
yes. And confiding in them the way you would confide in a very close friend of your
Hmm.
same age or around as an adult. Um, and basically, when Adam came out about it the first time, they were pretty much not ignored, but not wildly believed enough for anything to happen.
Hold on 1 second. Um, for some reason, our time is gonna end in like 9 minutes.
Okay.
Um,
When it gets to like 8 minutes, you want to hang up and then we can rejoin.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I was just saying like Adam has not been super believed until other survivors came forward. And I think, and you may disagree, but to me it feels very university because it all started to happen right after Trisha and Colleen started their podcast together.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Trisha is the reason it came to light, because that's not it. I think Adam and their voice, as well as the other survivors that are coming forward, and their voices very much matter and are
Mhm.
the reason that this got put into motion. But when Colleen started a podcast with Trisha, who is a new mother, and congrats to Trisha and Moses for that. But
How old is her baby now?
probably one, about to be one in a few months.
Okay, so her and Colleen have babies that are the same age.
Mhm. And
Um,
Trisha and Colleen had collabed together a few times on and off before.
yeah. They
So,
did I know they did a mukbang after Colleen had her first child.
yeah. So they start this podcast together because Trisha feels like, oh my gosh, here's somebody that, knows my line of work, knows my lifestyle, but also has a child about my child's age and can relate to me, you know.
Yeah.
And Trisha has very openly struggled with their mental health for years, has very openly been canceled for shit that they've said, struggled with gender. Like, it's not as if Trisha's had the easiest go of it.
Mhm.
Um, and if you have watched their videos for a long time, you would know a lot of the essay and terrible things that have happened to
Yeah.
Trish from the time she was a child until they were, in their 30s, 20s, maybe. Because I think they met Moses, whatever. Um, but
Let's hop off and then rejoin.
okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
back.
We're back.
Wahoo. Yeah, so I was basically just talking about where Trisha was at um prior to everything going down.
Mhm.
And she starts this podcast with Colleen, and then it comes out that back in the day, Colleen was sending screenshots of Trisha's OnlyFans and sending those screenshots to minors like Adam McIntyre.
Mhm.
And this comes out 3 or 4 episodes into their podcast. And not only has Trisha experienced this before in her life, except in reverse, she was the minor that had been shown
Adult
solicit
content.
adult content, but also just had a baby.
Mhm.
And despite what you may think about Trisha, despite what you may think about Moses, it's still not okay,
No.
in my opinion. And I watched one of Adam's videos where Trisha had emailed them. Um, they had been, I guess Adam emailed Trish first to just kind of apologize because they had made some jokes about Trisha's baby when she gave birth. And they are not friends. They are not even business acquaintances. They are only associated with each other for this. But according to Adam, Trish said something along the lines of Colleen apologized to her,
Mhm.
sending the photos. And if that is true, again, this is alleged from Adam's video, but I believe what they're saying. Colleen admitted to doing it, to basically admitted to sending adult content to children.
Yeah. And she did it with the express purpose to fat shame Trish.
Yeah.
Because that's something that Adam has said in a few of his videos as well, that the thing that Colleen fears most is being fat. And she's very fat phobic. And just, I don't know. It just,
The part of that gets to me too is that she was saying stuff like that to children. Like, she
yeah.
would compliment Adam for being skinny.
Hmm.
and that, even if you don't struggle with weight or struggle with an eating disorder or body dysmorphia or anything, that's associating skinny with being good and being the only way and being,
Yeah.
and so at the bare minimum, that can still mess with someone's psyche, especially if they're a child. Your brain does not develop fully until you're 24, 25. So like, and I don't know how much I've talked about this, but being an overweight person that also has suffered with an eating disorder for a lot of my life, due to comments like that, it makes me kind of almost a little irrationally angry with her, because obviously Adam signed up for their line of work and they love what they do and they're great at being a YouTuber and everything, but it sucks that they had to go through that, and that so much of what they're known for right now is this. And
Yeah.
it's amazing when survivors come forward, and I commend Adam for doing that, because I know it's not easy and I know it's scary and that they weren't believed for a very long time. Especially because Colleen is a woman.
Yeah.
And it's just hard. She's a mother. She's a mother.
She's a mother of 3. Like,
Like, did what if someone was doing that to her kids? Especially with the way the internet is now.
yeah.
So it's one of those things that's mind-boggling to me a little bit, just as somebody that's super involved in YouTube drama anyway.
Mhm.
But to me, it's easier to look at from like the outside, because I wasn't like in her community
Yeah.
when any of that was happening or post any of it happening. But I feel very deeply for Trisha in this situation, because for once she actually really is a survivor.
Yeah.
Not that she wasn't before. There's a lot of things she has gone through in her life.
Mhm.
But this is one situation where I don't think Trisha's the one that needs to be canceled here.
No, I
Um,
agree. Um, I don't know anything about Moses. I have my own feelings on Trish, but in this situation, um, she's definitely not the one who needs to be canceled.
mm-mm. So please don't
No.
hate towards Trish. Um, or her baby for that matter.
Yeah. And regardless of how you feel about Trish or her husband or anybody, her baby should not be getting any hate.
No. Malibu is so cute too. And I think Malibu is such a cute name. Like, they have such a cute little family. They kind of remind me of Shannon Rose and her family. Um, and I know Trish has done some problematic stuff, and I don't discount that. And I wasn't really a fan of hers at that time, but I do think she's grown a lot. Um,
Okay,
and
but to be fair, so is Shannon.
oh yes, yes. I wasn't saying Shannon hasn't. Shannon has done a lot of also some shitty shit. But I do think that they've both grown a lot. But pertaining to Trish, I think that her story here,
Mhm.
especially, she's handled it really well, very gracefully. And you know that it had to be so triggering for her
Yeah.
and so re-traumatizing for Adam and Trisha and all the other people that have come forward.
Mhm.
There's a new video. It's August 18th right now. I know there's been some other stuff that's come out like in the past day or two, but I think that it's amazing that Colleen has not faced any public legal repercussions yet.
She's lucky.
Yeah, and that speaks to our justice system too.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I I don't I just it kills me, because if this was okay, so think about what Shane Dawson like went through just publicly, and he deserved it. As far as I
Mhm.
know, he did do a lot of those things, and we don't have to talk about Shane right now, but like as an example, he's a man and got eviscerated online.
Yeah.
And Colleen has too, but not nearly to the extent. I could totally see Colleen coming back
Yeah.
and doing things, and acting like it was no big deal and not doing any like introspection, I guess.
Shane, at least I believe anyway, apologized sincerely, more
Mhm.
sincerely than Colleen did.
Oh, for sure. And
He
he
didn't pull out a
continues to.
ukulele.
Mhm.
He continues to, and he makes jokes about his cancellation all the time.
Mhm.
But I can see Colleen coming back and not mentioning a word.
Yeah, and I think she's pretty much already told us that with her little ukulele.
Yeah,
So if you guys don't know, and I don't want to link it necessarily unless you want to, but Colleen's
not
official
really.
apology about this was satire with a ukulele basically saying she didn't do anything wrong and it's stupid she's being canceled.
Hmm.
Who apologizes like that? Tana Mojo has not even apologized like that.
Yeah.
Like, and TanaCon happened and she didn't like make light of it and pull out a ukulele. She sat down in front of the camera and apologized. Like,
Hmm.
the bare minimum. What we've been asking Chris Maloney to do for 3 seasons of this podcast. Like, I just, it's, I can't believe that she hurt these children and that was how she chose to apologize to them.
Hmm.
Can you imagine your abuser writing a song with a ukulele and making fun of you for speaking up about what they did? Like, I can't even imagine. Especially Adam, because they've been so public about this for years now.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what they must have felt watching that.
I can't believe she wrote a song, memorized it, rehearsed it, turned on a camera, performed it, and then possibly edited it and then posted it.
And thought it
Like,
was a good idea.
and like, she's like, well, my team is all said I shouldn't say anything, but they never said I couldn't sing what I wanted to say. That's implied. Come on.
I feel like they're going to use that in court if anybody gets called to testify or anything. I don't know if she's even going to face real legal repercussions. I haven't heard anything. But there's
I was
allegedly
watching,
definitive proof now.
yeah. I was watching one lawyer's explanation on it and said that she could face labor disputes in
Mm,
court because she hired Adam as her social media intern but didn't pay him. That's
right.
why I put hired in
Been there.
quotes. Yeah.
Hmm.
And in California, that's like a major thing. Like, if you're gonna have an unpaid internship, you have to, there's a whole list of things that you have to meet. So, yeah, I don't know.
It just sucks because like she did do that, most
Mhm.
like allegedly. But that's not what I want her to get in trouble. I mean, I do want her to get in trouble for that, but
Yeah.
it would be nice if
But
they could
that's also not the biggest thing I want her to get in trouble for.
yeah. I think what she did to Trisha and the group chat with the minors and how she was sharing adult information with them. And also just like the bigger discussion around um women being abusers.
Yeah.
Like, who you know Olivia Benson would be all over this.
Yes.
The squad would like already be doing everything they could to, you know, bring justice to this.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it doesn't, as far as I know, there's not a lot of movement happening there. I could be wrong, especially because, you know, like Coley said, it's been like every day something new has come out for the past month or two.
Yeah.
Maybe there's stuff going on behind the scenes I don't know about. I'm sure there is, but it is frustrating to me she hasn't been charged,
Yeah.
especially with the video I saw on Adam's channel talking about Trisha having proof of a confession, basically, allegedly, in a video game. So I'm kind of frustrated, like looking at it from the outside of how nothing is happening, and it just seems like that's par for the course these days. And I think that Colleen deserves to face punishment for her actions.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that similar to SVU and like how our show came out in the 90s, I think in the early 2000s to like the 2010s, I don't even know how you say those decades. I'm
Early
old.
2000s to 2010s.
Okay. I'm just old. It's fine. I think during that time, because YouTube and creators and the internet celebrity was new, we didn't have the language or the laws in place or really a structure on how to handle that, especially kid to YouTuber,
Mm-hmm.
because it created more of a parasocial dynamic with how people are.
Yeah.
Because you watch YouTubers and they feel like you're friends. You feel like you're seeing into their lives and they're going through things and sharing it with you like a friend would.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do understand why Colleen might think that what she did was not wrong, especially because at the time we didn't really have like the resources for that. But on the other hand, celebrities have existed forever and ever and ever. And you don't see, I was gonna name like a celebrity and then immediately I thought about how they have done things. But like if you know, I found out recently Paul Walker used to date minors, and that devastated me because I love Fast and Furious, fun fact about me.
Yeah.
Um and I loved Paul Walker. Uh and it's just one of those things, like I feel like it's always happening. Celebrities are still talking to minors and grooming minors, and that is something that goes on, but they know that it's wrong
Yeah.
and they hide it, you know, especially because they know it's wrong. Whereas for YouTube, I feel like it's just now getting to where we're talking about it being a thing and talking about it being wrong.
Yeah.
Um, because the YouTube celebrity is still relatively new, I guess. So I can see Colleen's thought process a little bit
Mm-hmm.
in that. But I still think she should face the consequences of her actions, just
Yeah.
as I think Shane Dawson should. I feel like he didn't get enough punishment either, other than being run off the internet.
Yeah, but
But
he was only really run off the internet for like a year, and then he
Mhm.
slowly started coming back.
I'm very happy for him and Rylan. They seem happy.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have a baby, and I think that's great.
They're
Uh,
having two. They're having twins.
that's crazy. Not in a bad way, just because I can't imagine having one kid, let alone two.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a conversation to be had about the future of YouTube celebrity and accountability and how we deal with these things logistically. So in a lot of ways, I'm glad that the survivors have come forward, but I am frustrated with our justice system and all that.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how YouTube videos will play a role in future situations like this,
Mm-hmm.
um, because a lot can be submitted into evidence now because it's on YouTube,
Yep.
but I think that's everything I wanted to say. I have like something stuck in my throat. It's killing me.
Yeah, I don't really have much more to say other than I don't know how I was ever a fan of hers. Because I was an adult and a fan of hers. I wasn't a child and a fan of hers.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't see the live stream where she promised to send Adam the underwear. I wasn't in the group chats. I wasn't like none of these things. I just thought she was really cool and was a decent singer.
Yeah. And
And yeah. And I had tickets to the tour she was on when she was pregnant with Flynn. I didn't go because I didn't feel well that day. And I was like, I can't go if she's pregnant and I'm not feeling well because I would feel horrible if I got her sick and something happened. But yeah,
yeah, one other thing I feel like is important to note is as Miranda sings,
hmm
Colleen did blackface on stage.
not technically.
Ooh.
It was green face paint and it just looked brown in videos, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't know how that works, but because she was doing a number from Wicked, and then she
Mhm.
went into the Beyonce number, and because she was doing the number from Wicked, she had green face paint on because she was supposed to be Alphaba, and yeah, apparently the green face paint didn't come all the way off, and
I got
yeah,
you. That makes sense. Um, I was trying to think, I had like other little tidbits about her. The underwear thing with Adam is so crazy.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I just kind of thought we could talk about it a little bit because it's definitely in our wheelhouse.
yeah,
And I think it's important to hold these people accountable that do stuff like this, but especially women. Not that men shouldn't be held accountable because they should, and everyone in between, but I think it's rare that you see a woman on this public of a scale,
yeah,
um, with people coming forward like Adam and Trish, who have, substantial followings. And
hmm
I don't know. I feel terrible for Trisha. I feel terrible for Adam. And I stand with you guys. And I'm interested to see how this goes.
yeah,
Because right now it just seems like a lot of people talking and giving commentary on it and not a lot of action actually going on. And I could be wrong, but I haven't seen any like charges or anything.
yeah. No, that's exactly what it is. It's a lot of people just talking and giving commentary.
Hmm.
Um, I go on YouTube. I'm on YouTube every day, and once in a while, I search Colleen's name and just see if there's anything new that she put out.
Yeah.
Because every time I hear like, oh, there's something new about the Colleen Ballinger situation, and I'm like, let me go check to see if she put anything out. Because
Yeah. I has she done anything since her ukulele apology? I didn't think
nope,
the uke apology.
apology.
Um that was probably the apology confirmed everything to me.
Yeah.
Because obviously we believe in support survivors here, but
Mhm.
it was so nuanced and not exactly black and white, and these cases never are.
No.
But there's strength in numbers, and as more people came forward, as Trisha drew attention to Colleen through the podcast, everything started coming back up.
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just crazy. It's not crazy, crazy is the wrong word, but like interesting to watch it unfold in real time.
Yeah.
And I'm fascinated if she does get charged, what that trial will look like, especially in the wake of like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, I am not going to plug Colleen's channel, but please go support Adam at the very least and
Mhm.
hear them out and listen to their story if you can, because they deserve to be heard. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Please let us know what you guys think about it. We'd love to hear other perspectives, or if you agree with us, we like to hear that too.
Yeah. And
Mm,
sorry this is kind of a little bit all over the place. It's just
we just talking,
we're just talking.
having
And
a conversation.
yeah. Um and our Zoom decided it was gonna say we only have 10 minutes left in the Zoom session. So
Fine. Do you want to get into our witchy stuff?
yeah.
Okay.
So our spell break. Okay. So this is going up on August 21st, which is Monday. The color of the day is lavender. I feel like almost every time we do one of these, the color of the day is lavender.
Is it? I love lavender.
I do too. I just think it's funny. Um, the incense of the day is clary sage. And this is called The End, a binding spell. And I'm just gonna read what's here. So this is what's on the page. This isn't me talking. I'm a recovering addict, and the last day I got high was August 21st, 1990. Every year, I call to mind the dirty, gritty, and hopeless reality of my last using day, so that I am regularly in touch with the pain that led me into recovery. Use this binding spell to bring things to an end. You need a pen, paper, and a string. Sit quietly. What do you want to end? Write it on the paper. Say, I call your name. I know your game. I no longer want to play. Fold the paper and say, out of sight, you cannot fight. Away you will now stay. Away you now will stay. There we go. Tie the string around the paper, wrapping it around and around, and say, around and around, you now are bound, and you will stay that way. Tie the ends of the string in a knot and say, a knot of one, and now you're done. You shall forever stay away. And that's by Dallas Jennifer Cobb.
I like that. I feel like the spell breaks and the card readings always kind of fit somehow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
of course.
So while you were doing that, I shuffled until one jumped out at me, and you might laugh, but it was
Okay.
the Empress. I used the Trip and Wait tarot deck. It's kind of a 70s LSD theme on a traditional. If you're not familiar with the Empress, she's very pretty and she sits on a throne, and mine, she has little bunnies and a little like female feminist thingy. So very me. But the Empress, ironically enough, is the maternal card. It is the card of expectancy, of abundance, of family, especially if you're looking to start a family or if you have young children at home. And it's wild to me that this is the card. It didn't fully jump, it just kind of flipped over in my deck. And so when that happens, to me, it's always the deck going, It's this one, it's this one, stop shuffling, it's this one. And it's amusing if you're a witch or you practice tarot or whatever, because this entire episode we have been talking about children and things that happened to people under the age of 18 and family, and things that happened to a mother who is trying to get pregnant a second time, as far as I know, and who just gave birth less than a year ago. So it's, the cards never lie, but something for you guys to take away from this reading, whether you're expecting, trying to have a family or anything like that, this is always good energy for that kind of thing. But for me personally, as someone who is not trying to get pregnant, I like to think of the Empress as pregnant with something. So pregnant with abundance, whether that's financially, a new job, maybe it's a new car, abundance in life, pregnant with a new idea, maybe you're going to start a business, pregnant with love and family, friends, relationships, all of that stuff. So if you don't resonate with the mom maternal bit of it, take away that you are an abundant human being and everything is always happening in divine time. Woo, we did it. I never know how to end things. I'm like, but that's our show.
That's our show.
If you're not following us on Instagram already and you're still here watching and or listening, go follow us at SVU Coven, and in the comments of our most recent post, drop your favorite emoji, and we'll know that you came from the outro. If you're not on Instagram and you want to join our Discord, we will be able to provide you with a link via email. However, if you're interested in joining the Discord and you are on Instagram, the link is in our bio. Free to sign up. It should work every time you click it. I think I set it to do that now. And if social media is not your thing, Discord's not your thing, feel free to email us at sbucoven@gmail.com. Coley does check it, so somebody is reading them regularly. It's the best place to reach us if you want to be on the show, have questions for us, want to sponsor the show, what have you. sbucoven@gmail.com is the place to do that.
And this is another reminder to rate, review, subscribe, and comment. Rating and subscribing are the most important things. They tell the algorithm that you like us and will recommend us to other people. Reviewing and commenting is just really nice. We lost all our reviews when we switched podcast hosts, and we would like them back. We will read out reviews and comments on the podcast, good, bad, and different. We appreciate the energy exchange, and we also have a coffee. So if you want, you can go and donate however much you want to us. Again, not mandatory, completely and totally voluntary. And all of the money will be put back into the show.
I think that's everything.
That's everything.
All right. Well, I love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.